us to a new chapter of Now Serving Love. We dedicate this time to talk to individuals who have chosen to use their talents and their voice to uplift the collective consciousness. Welcome, everybody, to a new episode of Now Serving Love. Due to the times we experience in and the quarantine, it is tricky now to continue with the interview format. So I figured that rather than stopping, I could look for a possibility. Back in 2018, I went back to India. Specifically, I went back to Mumbai, a city that I like very much. That's always been very inspirational for me. That's actually the place where I recorded my second kirtan chanting album, One with All. So in 2018, I went back and I decided to start in Mumbai and then venture to the south to Kerala. And my purpose was to take the time to put together a book that it's been incubating for a long time, a book I wanted to write for a long time. So I spent over a month in Mumbai and the south of India in Kerala, and I wrote different stories and sketches. So I thought that it was relevant and it would be kind of cool to bring some of those stories to life, even though there's sketches, and just bring them to life and kind of make those into a nice stories to share. This first story I'm going to share, it's called The Blue Pill and the Red Pill, and I think it's very relevant to the times we're living right now. We can choose truth, we can choose wisdom, we can choose evolution, or we can choose fear and panic. My hope is that you find some inspiration, some motivation, some light, or that just simply a moment to quiet down, to relax, and to rest. Once again, thank you all for listening, for actively being part of this community where we dedicate our podcast to those who have chosen to use their talents and their voices to uplift the collective consciousness. We are living some very exciting times. I know on the surface seems like there's a lot of chaos and madness and craziness, but underneath all of that, there's a great opportunity to come together, to realize that indeed we are one, and to take down all the barriers and all the frontiers and just be compassionate, be kind, be generous. This is a great opportunity to implement a new vision, a vision where we are leading from a humble, grateful, and loving heart. Once again, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this first story. The blue pill and the red pill moment. Truth will set you free. Andres, call me back as soon as possible. I have great news for you. You booked the Adidas campaign with David Beckham. Congratulations, call me now, says in her usual frantic and dramatic tone of voice, Sue, my LA commercial agent. This is a familiar voice message to me, one that I love and I long for it. It's a great feeling. It's an awesome feeling every time she calls to let me know that I booked something. These are the times when I'm her favorite talent, and for the time being, we adore each other. It is the beginning of autumn here in San Francisco. A chilly late afternoon experience as I walk eastbound on Upper Haight Street. Only a few more blocks before I make it to my friend Alex's place. I'm walking on cloud 9 after finishing my second date out of 10-day kirtan and chanting camp with the legendary singer Jayottal. I laugh out loud, I wave my arms ironically into the vast, empty sky, and I talk to myself. Of course, this has to happen now. Freaking David Beckham and Adidas campaign right in the beginning of my long-awaiting chanting camp. Damn, I wish I knew how to levitate so I can be in both places at the same time. Millions of ideas run through my head and many voices inside of me have the answer to this riddle. I could do this, you could do that, and this is how you're going to solve the whole thing. Suddenly, I'm a factory of possible solutions. This is the closest I've been from fulfilling my dream of playing professional soccer in the States since I decided to move to this country over 10 years ago. I get to be in a massive advertising campaign with one of the best and most renowned soccer players of the moment, the very same player that was directly responsible for the elimination of my beloved Colombian national team during the '98 Soccer World Cup in France. Wait a second, Mr. All of a Sudden Celebrity Superstar. I mean, until now I have done numerous commercials, but nothing major. The last one I booked for Home Depot, it only shows my right shin as I pull my sock up. I know, but as simple as it sounds, there was a lot of work behind it, including shin shaving, shin moisturizer cream, shin makeup, and lots of takes before the director was satisfied. I wonder if people are going to recognize me on the streets. Please, can I have your autograph? I saw your right shin on TV. I'm a big fan of yours. Once again, I flipped my phone open and pushed the button to listen to my manager's voicemail. Somehow, I believe that by listening to it over and over again, I will find some clues that will help me solve this predicament. And something very strange happens. No longer do I hear Sue's voice. All of a sudden, Morpheus from the Matrix is on the other end. And all I could hear now is, "You take the blue pill, and the story ends. You wake up in your bed, and you believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, and you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember that all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more." It's a tough one. Do I take the red pill or do I take the blue pill? This is the moment where I get to choose between Satya, truth, or Maya, blissful ignorance, illusion. I mean, do I leave now? Would I just start at Kirtan camp and fly back to LA to shoot this thing with Beckham? Maybe I can just go back to LA for the 3 days I'm needed and fly back to San Francisco to resume the camp on the 5th or 6th day. Clearly, the universe is testing me, is forcing me to make a choice, to connect with my deepest truth. Maybe my deepest truth right now is to turn around and go to the cool thrift stores and overhate and distract myself, maybe buy a yellow vintage t-shirt with that bird on it or something of that nature, and then go home happy with my new find. Denial. Somehow, this is a mechanism that often shows up during times of decision. It seems to be the cure to all predicaments. The all access pass to not dealing with it right now, Wonderland. However, in this case, clearly, I have to make a decision right now. Do I go for the red or the blue pill? Jaisatal Kirtan Cap is something I had envisioned of doing for a while. It's been a dream of for years. To attend for 10 days and learn from such an iconic and respected teacher like Jaisatal, that's top. Finally, I'm attending this year, and even though at the time I decided to do it, I didn't have the funds, I went ahead and did what my father always told me to do. Just ask. What's the worst that can happen? They might say no, that's all. So I did, I asked. And in response, I got a very generous financial break on my tuition. Money that I was able to pay thanks to the lady that came from the Virgin Islands and subletted my place in LA just a day before the beginning of the camp. Keep in mind, this was way before Airbnb, so it was a Very close call. I arranged carpooling from LA to San Francisco with a local friend who also happened to be attending the camp the same year. We also agreed on splitting the gas costs, including the daily back and forth 45-minute rides from San Francisco to San Anselmo, our base camp. My friend Alex and her husband invited me to stay with them at their incredible penthouse in Lower Haight. I sleep inside of an eccentric pyramid-shaped nook, which I have to climb on a narrow metal ladder to get to it. I'm loving the whole Kirtan experience camp. I love arriving early in the mornings with atmosphere permeated by the fragrance of the oak trees, the big room with a mix of flamboyant hippies and young yuppies and other peas, the numerous harmoniums creating the angelic tones. Well, most of them. Some people might need to come back next year and many more years. The sweetness of Jayutal, his singing, his storytelling, it's all a dream come true. The only thing that I'm completely certain of right now is that this camp is a precious opportunity, something I wanted to do for a long time. At this point in my life, something is clear. Everything changes. It's all impermanent. Nothing, nothing, stays the same. Who knows? Maybe Kirtan Camp won't be happening next year, or maybe I won't be here. Besides, it's been over a year since my last acting job. I thought I was for sure by now retired from the filming sets. Who knows? It's all a fabulous mystery anyways. So I made the call. My hope was that we'll go straight to voicemail, so I didn't have to deal with frantic Sue. Your wish is my command, says the gene. Boom, straight to voicemail. Hey Sue, I got your message. I know it sounds crazy, like you're going to be when you hear this, but I decided to stay here in San Francisco and finish what I came here to accomplish. I'm going to pass on this whole Adidas Bacon campaign. Sure, it sounds incredible, but not this time. I know it's probably going to break David's heart. But hey, he's a tough Englishman. I'm sure he will keep it calm and carry on. In the end, I chose the red pill and committed to stay in Wonderland, eager to explore deep into the rabbit hole. The following year, Kirtan Camp went from 10 to 6 days. My friend Alex moved to Washington, D.C., and Shirley divorced from her husband. My extra nice ride also moved out of L.A., and no lady from the Virgin Islands showed up last minute to sublet my place. After the incredible and profound experience at Jai's camp, I continued to tour around with my Kirtan act, now enriched with a deeper understanding of the art behind it. I also began the same year the process of recording my first Kirtan album, an endeavor that took over 4 years of hard work, and no doubt had not been possible without the basics I got from Jai's camp. I guess, depending on how far into the horizon we can envision ourselves, life will show up with those moments where we need to slow down, breathe deep, and deconstruct the thick layers of illusion to find out where the real treasure is. It's a tricky one indeed, and the more we try to make our choices based on logic and reason, the deeper we're going to get into the labyrinth. Eventually, David Beckham retired. He's currently living in Los Angeles, California with his wife and 4 children. And until this day, he has no clue that I exist.